It's been like to be here? What's the process been like? And you look around, see the banners, everything else, kind of head spinning a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's been exciting to say the least. Got out here Friday night, been here for a few days. Obviously, started practice for summer league. Just super excited to be a part of this organization. Obviously, the best organization in basketball and a great fan base, the best, in the NBA. And so, just super excited to be a part of that and just get to work.
What's your mindset been like when it comes to get to work? What kind of things are you trying to accomplish?
Yeah, just really working on defense, learning just the schemes and the wording. It's a lot different than it was in college, obviously. So I think that's just the biggest thing that I'm trying to lock down right now.
What's the biggest differences there specifically you're seeing, and how far has your defense come, through your 5 years in school?
Yeah, my defense has come a long ways from looking back from when I was a freshman to now. It's come a long ways, and I'm super confident on that end of the court. And then just the biggest difference, I think, is just the spacing on the NBA floor compared to the college floor. I think that's probably the biggest difference.
What's it been like in just practice so far? Obviously, there's a lot of experienced guys on the summer league team to go up against, especially defense-wise. What have you kind of seen?
Yeah, I think that's really unique. A lot of guys that have played professionally for a little while now, and just trying to pick their brains and learn from them. Then obviously it's super competitive in here with a lot of high-level guys.
Do you have someone you kind of model your game after, a role that you kind of see yourself fitting into at this level?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys. I like watching Joe Ingles a lot, just how he plays. I think that's one guy that I watch a lot growing up, and then just kind of try to model my game after.
Talk to any of your new teammates, and what's the reception been like with them?
Yeah, it's been good. Jason was here on Saturday when I was in here signing my contract. He was signing his new one, and we were both working out at the same time. It was great to just meet him and kind of just pick his brain and ask him some questions about summer league and things like that. And so the reception's been really well, and I'm looking forward to just continuing to meet all the guys and meet the fans and all that.
You signed that contract. Is it kind of surreal as you look around and write your signature on it?
Oh, for sure. It's definitely surreal. A dream come true, and like I said, on that day, I'm just excited to get to work.
I know it's sort of in awe, but did you anything specific that Jayson told you that when you were talking to him?
Yeah, he said, just be confident and be yourself, especially with summer league. It's a little different than the normal regular NBA, game. And so he said, just be confident, be yourself, and try to get your teammates involved any way you can.
Baylor, is there anything specific you're looking to work on in summer league? Like, what's your focus going to be throughout the year?
Just bringing energy on the defense end, and then offensively, I'm pretty confident on that end of the floor. So just bringing intensity, trying to pick my teammates up, and try to win.
And then what's DJ been like at practice, Coach McClain, and the rest of the coaching staff? Like, anything that stands out from anybody in that coaching staff?
I mean, I just like they're very personable. They relate to you well, and they bring a lot of energy, and that just makes practice, a lot more fun, a lot more competitive when the coaches are bringing that as well.
There's been a lot of guys who have come through this program, like young guys who have gone on to get a role on a team like Sam Hauser, like Luke Cornett. When you see that guys have kind of come up through the program and developed into really solid role players in the league, how does that kind of set the base for you of like, okay, this is a place I need to buy into what they're teaching?
Yeah, well, it makes me very excited. Obviously, the organization is obviously doing a lot of things right. To have a lot of guys, get drafted or come into this program and then find roles on the team. And so I'm just trying to soak in all the information that, everyone's telling me and try to learn and grow and just become the best player I can be.
Baylor, you've played a few games in New England already, Providence, UConn, things like that. What stood out about those games?
Yeah, I mean, just the environment, obviously, very passionate fan bases of Providence and UConn, a lot of high-level competition and going against, high-level players. And, I think that's just, as a kid growing up, you dream of playing in those environments. And like you said, those are two of the best in the Big East. So.
Baylor, along those lines, when did you get to Boston, and what are your initial impressions of the place? I imagine it's pretty different from Nebraska.
Yeah, it's a little different than Nebraska for sure. I got in Friday and kind of just been, at the facility and at the hotel I'm staying at. But obviously, it's a beautiful city, and, I actually grew up a Red Sox fan, so I'm excited to kind of get out to Fenway Park and see the Green Monster myself. So.
What was the connection? Why'd you pick the Red Sox?
I don't really know. I really like David Ortiz and Dustin Pedroia, and those were kind of my favorite players growing up in baseball-wise. So I guess that's really why.
How well do you know some of your teammates on this team, and what stands out about some of their games, just seeing them in the practices so far?
Yeah, well, I played against, Jordan Walsh in college and played against J.D. Davis in college. Obviously, both, terrific athletes and very skilled. And, they like to compete. I think that's the biggest thing that I've seen just from all my teammates is just the competitiveness and the willingness to be, humility and just we share the ball well, which is a lot of fun to play with.
Do you feel it different here? As some of the guys have said, and when you watch them play the Celtics, what kind of things do you see and admire?
Just the togetherness that they play with. They play together, always working for one another, working with each other. They don't care who gets the credit. At the end of the day, all they want to do is win.
Brad talked about just how pleased he was that you fell to 30. Were you surprised at all that you kind of lasted long? It seemed like your range was a little bit above that, heading into the draft night.
Yeah, I was definitely confident coming into draft night that I was going to get picked, that first night. And, I thought I had a great pre-draft process. And, there were a few teams that were interested in me before the Celtics, and I thought there was a good chance. But my agent did a good job of just telling me, there's a lot of things that could happen on draft night. And, at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. So I'm super excited to be here.
All right. Thank you, Baylor.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.